What's good, YouTube land? Sticking with Beast Wars for a little while. And we're sticking with Transmetals with Terrorsaur. Terrorsaur was fairly interesting in the cartoon. I think I remember him most because of his just ear-splitting shriek whenever he transformed. But looking back on it, Terrorsaur was sort of the Starscream of Beast Wars. You know, airborne, power-hungry, second in command, willing to betray his leader, named Megatron whenever he could. Flapping gimmick, that's not actually a gimmick, but unlike I don't want to say unlike Starscream, but apparently, I don't know, I'm looking for the words. At one point in season 1, Terrorsaur did actually gain enough power to rival Megatron and tried to take over the Predacons, which didn't last long. It also would have made more sense for the ghost of the spark of Starscream to have it take over Terrorsaur instead of who it actually took over. And also, speaking of Waspinator, here's hoping the Kingdom figure is actually pretty good. And apparently, they were actually going to use Transmetal Terrorsaur in the show. Because, like, the writers wanted to include 2 Transmetals for the Predacons to match the 2 Transmetals for the Autobots, Cheetor and Rattrap. So they were going to use Terrorsaur, but apparently Waspinator was so popular, they were convinced to write it to keep Waspinator and kill off Terrorsaur. So we never got this freaky Pteranodon in the cartoon. But I am looking forward to the fact that there will be a modern Terrorsaur figure. Because frankly, I think the only one I can think of besides this guy is the Beast Wars Basic. But I guess for another comparison, here's a different Pteranodon I have. Here's Wingfinger. Yeah. So let's take a look at this giant flying bird. He's definitely not the colors I think of when I think of Terrorsaur. Think of that bright red and the sort of gray. Although there are hints of it, such as on the wings, where it does make sure to let you know just what his name is, which is a Transmetal standard. And also, right under there's a tiny bit of red. But it is standard with the Transmetals to kind of adopt a different color scheme. I do like it. It feels very I want to say Skywarp, but there was a Beast Wars Skywarp, sort of. But the purple and the silver chrome and the sort of toxic green do kind of work well. There's also the I'd say almost red, almost brown, sort of maroon color there. And tiny hints of gold on his legs. But besides that, I do like his beast mode. I'm not sure if this is the correct configuration, if the wings go like this or not. But this is just what I'm going with. We won't talk articulation in this mode because it's very much just used for robot mode. But his beak does open. Although I wish the joint right here, there was also a joint right here so his head can not look weird in certain poses. Because his beak goes all the way down. And it literally does look like a scene from Looney Tunes. Maybe when Daffy gets his beak blown off or something like that. That's what that reminds me of. And yes, we have to talk articulation. We have to talk the fact that also I got this from my buddy Age Mulder. Not yes, Agent Scully and Agent Mulder from the Robot Scrapyard at Fanaticon, as seen in that haul video. So, yeah, unfortunately, his ball jointed shoulder is very, very loose. And I think it's mainly because there's a visible crack right there. The person who sold this to the Robot Scrapyard, who there'll be a link to in the description, was not very kind to this guy. In more ways than just the weak shoulder. But I might actually put some I might try and super glue that crack closed and see if that tightens up. I know there are other ways to tighten up all joints, but I'm not sure. So feel free to let me know if I'm an idiot and shouldn't do that, or like what a better way to tighten that joint would be. So before we go into robot mode, flop, flop, flop. Excuse me, Megatron's just gonna rip off one of his arms. We do have something of a third mode. Oh, and if you want to call it articulation, you can do that. But to do that, we'll just show you his giant insectoid-like thorax. You can flip this section all the way up and spread out this chrome a tiny bit to reveal sort of jet propulsion. And also flip that over to reveal VTOL fans, and you can also sort of connect the wings together to make sort of a bigger, more filled out looking wing. Right about there. And just flip that over just to make it. And there you have something akin to a high speed mode, which is cool. It's not the worst of these I've seen. I kind of wish he did a bit more, but also if you pop these things can go all the way to the sides, like that far, but it also starts transforming them. And you can just kind of, unfortunately, see right through them. So, yeah, it's unfortunate, but I don't mind this sort of mode. I might actually keep it somewhere in between. Like, I don't even know if I'm going to display this guy. I might just display him until the Kingdom. I guess he's not going to be in Kingdom. He's going to be in Legacy or whatever it's called. The line after Kingdom. Yeah. Anyway, to transform him, we can fold those back. Can rip off his arm, rotate or unplug the hips, fold them down, fold the feet till they're sort of looking like something like that, so they might actually stand. And then unplug that section. Wait, is there a faction symbol somewhere? I swear I thought he had a faction symbol somewhere. And then here's another way this person who owned this previously did not take good care of Terrorsaur. So the way this head folds up is pretty clever. You fold that, you fold, and you fold up the robot head. But there's a slot right there in the crotch where the Pteranodon head pegs in, and you can sort of see it. It's sort of been shaved or partially broken, where it doesn't really want, like, it creates quite a bit of unnecessary friction, and also sort of pokes the Pteranodon head. Oh god, I can get it in there, but it does not feel good. Confirmed for what she said. And then you just fold the arms straight down, plug it back in, and you can put these pillars up if you want. And the last thing, rip off his wings. Legitimately, this, you're not breaking the toy. This is it's supposed to do this. Just do that. And we'll come back to those in a second, because they are accessories. They are his weapons. And there we have Terrorsaur in his droppy-offy arm robot mode. And that is a very simple, fairly straightforward transformation. Sort of Beast Wars, like pretty much exactly what you expect from this era. First off, let's show a good shot of the head. I forgot to do the Terrorsaur terrorize thing. Oh well, I've done it now. Yeah, that's pretty good representation of Terrorsaur. Definitely has that sort of vibe to it. Even retains his mohawk. I'm Mary Poppins, y'all! I just love the proportions, the friggin' arms that go down past his knees. Like, I know Terrorsaur wasn't like the most muscular character, but like this version of him, holy crap. Like, he's somehow skinny and also just looks bigger than he is. And you know, the droppy-offy arm is good for... Ah! No, Megatron! Alright, just to ignore it. Also, you do have that sort of joint. I don't know why you... That joint I don't think really is even used in either of his alt modes. And if you want, I don't know why, but you can spread his back kibble for, I guess, robot mode jetpack flavor. Well, they do look like they would host some missiles, sort of. His back does kind of look like a big gun. Like he's gearing up to use a solar beam or something. And he does have a rub sign. If I can get it to activate. I think it might be dead because it doesn't... It's kind of warm in this room, and yet it's still not activating. So. In fact, I don't even know if... Oh, you can kind of see the Predacon symbol right there. There you go. Yeah, that's close enough. But that's the one thing I like, that he still feels like he's a Pteranodon, even if he's just standing up. And his beak is, you know, Make all the lewd jokes you want. He's using his beak as a protective armor. His beak is a cup, basically. But yeah, I definitely like his robot mode. Articulation-wise, the shoulders, as mentioned, are on a ball joint. Thankfully, this one is very solid. The head is also, while a bit small, it is on a swivel. And a bit of a forward hinge due to transformation, but you can kind of use it for him to look all introspective. I'm like, what is this even for? What am I doing? Oh, right, murder, death, kill. Or is that Inferno? Also, in beast mode, I didn't mention it, but there is a port on the back of his head, which is the only way this flap here stays. So you can't actually rotate the head for it to be not looking at you in alt mode, because it has to peg in like that. He does have one elbow joint that's fairly deep. It's about 90 degrees. Nothing at the wrist. Although, yes, sir. Nothing at the waist due to how he transforms. Hips are on ball joints. Nice range of motion. You do get a thigh swivel. You do get a double jointed knee. Mostly for transformation, but it can curl up very nice. Give you some tiger knee action. And he's got a joint way too far for both his foot and his heel. And this looks like it should be part of something, this circular pit, but no, it doesn't do anything. So that's essentially it for Terrorsaur. Although, since we ripped off his wings, we can in fact plug them into the ports in his hands. It's a tiny bit awkward getting in there, but once you plug it in, it is a solid fit. And he's using his wings as his weapons. God, that is... It makes him freaking... Oh, God. Like, he can't even properly stand. Like, he has to have them either constantly at attention. Like, there's... It's so silly. I love it. That's kind of Terrorsaur all over, so to speak. This toy is kind of silly, but kind of awesome. And it's nice to have representation of Terrorsaur in my collection. I'm slowly getting the full Season 1 Beast Wars cast. Who else do we need? Was Inferno Season 1 or Season 2? I feel like Inferno showed up in Season 1. Beast Wars Inferno, not G1 Inferno. Where is he? Inferno's sitting somewhere over there. I'm trying... Was there anyone else Season 1? Tigatron. I mean, Scorponok, but he's already accounted for. Which is spoilers for a future video. And like, you think of Predacons, Tarantulas. Yes, Tarantulas, because you got Megatron, Tarantulas, Dinobot, Black Arachnia, Scorponok, Terrorsaur, Waspinator, Inferno. So we're pretty good on most of the Predacons. Thankfully, I'm pretty sure Tarantulas won't just be a Black Arachnia repaint. Even though back in the day, Black Arachnia was a Tarantulas repaint. I'm sure he'll get his own mold. But then you got like the Transmetals like Quick Strike, or the Fusors like Quick Strike, and was Quick Strike the only Predacon Fusor? Because you had Silverbolt. Yeah, Silverbolt and Quick Strike. And then Rampage, Depth Charge, Transmutate, a bunch of stuff. So, although I think season 1's coming along pretty well. All I need now are freaking the DVDs to actually go back and rewatch, or maybe rewatch on YouTube. If you're definitely going for a Transmetal team, or just any representation of the season 1 cast, yeah, I highly recommend Terrorsaur. I like him. He's kind of ridiculous. He can also flip out his kibble for whatever you want to do with it. He does have some play. Definitely. I'm screwed around the fact that I'm trying to end this video and I'm trying to think of other things than this video is Pteranodon. So, it's been a scream. And I'll catch you next time. Can we stick a little closer to the ground? And also, he has a problem standing up. Does he have a problem standing up? No, he does not. Cool. Alright. Keep it weird. Thanks for watching. And, bye.